Hey everybody, it's Mike Cooch. Welcome to today's presentation. I am very sorry for the delay here. I'm having some technical difficulties, but I think that I'm all set and we're ready to go. My apologies for keeping you waiting. If you wouldn't mind, just let me know that things are working now. Okay, Jason says Yahoo. All right, perfect. Sorry about that, gang. You will see at some point during this presentation that I have like 9,000 browser tabs open, and I'm pretty sure that I hosed myself there. I did a reboot, and it seems like we are up and running now. I still have all those tabs open because I didn't take the time to close them, but it seems like we're running. So let's keep our fingers crossed here. My apologies again. Thank you for being here. We'll dive right into it, and we'll get hustling through this presentation. I will make sure that I wrap this up in a timely manner so that you guys are back to your day. Awesome. Thanks, JB. Very cool. Let's see here. So I'm sitting at my home office in San Diego. Let me know where you're coming from. We have a little bit of a cooler day here, which is actually not bad. We'll take it. I'm super excited for the day, actually, for exactly the reasons that I'm about to present to you here today. We have our contributors meeting today, which is I host a meeting in San Diego where we are going to have the various article writers and photographers and videographers and stuff that contribute to our media site. I get them together. We have lunch today in San Diego. As I will show you later on today, it's kind of a special thing that we're able to do with that group. I'll show you what I mean here in just a few minutes. Awesome. So let's hear. We got Redding, California. We got Redlands. Awesome. Love Redlands. It's where my grandparents are from. Oklahoma, UK. We got Boston. We've got another England. We've got home office, Washington, D.C., Appleton, Wisconsin, Costa Mesa, California, just up the road from me. Awesome. London again. Man, it's cool. We got several here from England. That's very cool. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Awesome. Chicago, Calgary. All right. Very good. Very cool. Richardson, Texas. Detroit, Redondo Beach. Perfect. Very cool. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into it, gang, today. I apologize slightly here in advance for the eat and drink for free and get paid to do it, but it's true. I know it sounds like a good hypey webinar title from an internet marketer, and it is, except for it's true. I'm going to share with you why that is here in just a bit. But you know, the substance behind this is that there is this massive thing going on with influencer marketing. Okay, as marketers, as entrepreneurs, you guys know it. You may or may not be participating in it as much as you would like to or think that you should. I am here to tell you today that you should be jumping into it with both feet, regardless of whether it's, you know, in the bar and restaurant opportunity or it's something else. But I'm telling you that influencer marketing is the future of marketing to a very large extent. The numbers on it are just ridiculous. And in this industry in particular, it is having a massive impact. And we'll talk about that here in this presentation. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will just do a very brief intro on me and on what we're going to cover here today. So today I'm going to show you a model that if you're just getting started in providing marketing services to, you know, smaller local businesses, I'm going to share with you what is the evolution of my thinking in this space after, you know, being in it for 10 plus years and building a couple of different multi-million-dollar businesses in the space. So hopefully what that does is that gives you a head start just by being here at this presentation and getting some of that evolved thinking based on my experience over that time. Number two, if you already have an agency and you're looking at how do I take advantage of this whole influencer marketing thing to establish a better sales engine, a better presence out in the marketplace, and to make sure that I don't get left behind, then we're going to share with you how you're going to do that today as well. Okay. For those of you who may be newer to me here, just briefly, I'm an entrepreneur through and through. I had, you know, a couple quick jobs right after college, but was always very, very antsy to start my own business. Moved out to Silicon Valley right after I got done with undergraduate, and that was at the first dot-com boom, and I caught the fever. Did the whole raise venture capital thing, all that type of stuff. And that was a crazy, crazy time. Ended up getting my MBA out on the East Coast. And then after that, started the business that I've had, the most kind of recognition for, which is my IT services company that I built and sold. Live in San Diego now, 3 daughters. Moved out here, honestly, because we could, right? Because our business is online and allows us to have that flexibility, which I love, and I want that for all of you. And I have a real passion for helping others start their businesses and find success as an entrepreneur. It's really, if to use the lofty word of purpose, that is, what I really am excited about long term in my career. I've been selling to small businesses my entire career. I've built 2 7-figure service businesses in IT services and agency services. I've sold well over $30 million in services to SMBs. And I sold 1 business for multiple 7 figures. Made the Inc. 5000 list, fastest growing companies 3 times. Just share all that with you quickly, just so anybody here who's new to me just has a little bit of background and hopefully to establish some credibility for the things that you're going to hear in the presentation. First, I did it the hard way, and that is what I'm trying to help you avoid. I got into this training space with what is known as the Chase formula. That was my first product in this space. And I taught people how to do outbound, hardcore sales prospecting, which I was very good at. I built a very good business based off of that. All of my salespeople had to make 100 phone calls a day. I had it all systematized, as automated as possible, all the good stuff. But that's a very grueling approach. And it's honestly an approach that's just, to a large extent, not necessary anymore. I believe that, it still has a lot of value to it. You should still be willing to get on the phone and make sales calls, but you should do it where you're leveraging, content marketing, inbound marketing, Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, all that type of stuff to tee up the best possible prospects and get them coming to you. So what used to be very, very expensive sales teams and cost me a small fortune, we can now do with automation and content to a very large extent and really tee up those sales teams for much bigger success. My first businesses were client services businesses. And the real challenge with that is that they just don't build a lot of asset value. And one of the hardest lessons learned in my career so far has really just been that, client services businesses don't create much asset value. And I share that with all of you because I want you all to be thinking about that. As an entrepreneur, you should be going for the 2 wins. You should be going for the win of generating good income from your hard work, but you really should be going for the win of creating an asset that you can sell at the end of your career as well that will give you that big exit. Okay. Otherwise, you can get a real nice salary working for some other company and not take all the risk. Okay. So you really want to build something that's got as much asset value as possible. I've taught people how to do the whole hardcore aggressive selling, all that good stuff, and building those client services businesses. But I took a pause in doing that because I want to make sure that I'm teaching what is going to create the most value for you guys. So for the most part, in terms of kind of typical agency stuff, I got out of teaching that, and hardcore outbound sales stuff, I've gotten out of teaching that as well. Just because, again, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the stuff that has the highest leverage. And speaking of that, I asked this question not to be mean to anybody or anything like that, but have you ever wondered why those teaching agency services no longer have agencies? If you look around the market, the people who are making, the big splash teaching agency services are typically not doing any agency work at all. There's a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, they got out of doing the agency stuff because they realized, hey, that's hard damn work and it doesn't scale very well. And so what they've started doing is, teaching and information products and building software and things like that, because those are just much higher value business models. They evolved and they realized, hey, I can use my skills and my energy and my time to do something else. And that takes me to, again, some of this kind of evolution in the industry. And some of you may have seen these slides from me before. I'll get through them pretty quickly. But, I've been in this local space and local marketing space for quite some time. So I've been able to see it all evolve. And in the early days in this space, there was this massive excitement around, hey, we can build these giant agencies for small, but selling to small businesses instead of the big companies. Because if you look at it by numbers purely, small businesses are the massive land grab in the United States in particular, right? But worldwide, there are just so many small businesses and they spend so much cumulatively that if you look at the market like that, you go, oh my gosh, this is just a crazy dream market. So businesses like Reach Local on the left and Yodel on the right jumped into the space at about the exact same time that I did, actually. And they raised massive amounts of money to go after the market. Okay. They were agencies to start. And depending on when you got introduced to them, they may not have been agencies anymore because their model did not work. They literally burned through hundreds of millions of dollars as agencies. I think Reach Local may have burned through close to $1 billion or something like that. I mean, just crazy. They had thousands of people on their sales team. I mean, it was nuts. But the model did not work. Cost of sales was too high, client churn was too high, and they weren't building a real asset value. And you can only look at so much of that, guys, and ignore, for so long the fact that it's a flawed business model. Okay, selling agency services to big companies that can, write $500,000 a month checks and things like that, which they do all day long for big agency services. Then you can get some scale. You can get 20% margins to the bottom line. You can have a real nice business. Okay, and that model is proven. But when you're selling to small businesses, very, very, very difficult to make that work because small businesses have tight budgets. They churn on you like crazy. They don't have the ability to take advantage of the things that you're doing for them in most cases. So what Reach Local and Yodel did is they became software companies or they died. I mean, Reach Local got bought by Gannett in a fire sale, and Yodel became a software company that I think did pretty well, but they ended up getting bought by web.com. Because web.com was actually a better platform. The hosting and website hosting company was actually a better platform and a better business. So when all of that happened, I really went on a hunt to determine what's the model that I want to pursue in this local space. I'm still very passionate about local and helping businesses on a local basis, but I wanted to make sure that I was doing something smart. So my criteria was that it couldn't rely on Mike the Guru. Okay, it had to scale beyond just me and and my face on things. It had to create an asset value that I could sell, right? An asset that I could sell versus just building somebody else's asset. Okay, that's one of the really, really tough things, right? Is that when you're doing agency services, you're building somebody else's asset, but you're not spending a whole lot of time, building your own, right? Can anybody relate to that? If you're doing client work right now, that you're working on somebody else's asset. Yeah, T. Robinson says absolutely, JB. Yep. So I wanted to do something where I was building an asset for myself as well. I want to be a little selfish about that, a little bit greedy about that. And I had to be able to see proof that it was working in the marketplace. Okay. And I don't mean proof as in somebody just in the last year has blown up. I want to see something that's established and working. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share you kind of the evolution of where we're at with it. And I'm going to show you the smart way that makes you unique in your market. It gets prospects coming to you. It builds a real asset you can sell, and it's a lot of fun. Okay. In this whole restaurant and bar influencer space, it's just a whole lot of fun. So I ask you, and this is what I ask myself, who are the most successful local marketing businesses? Okay. And businesses, I underline that word businesses because I expanded my thinking and I said, not necessarily agencies, but businesses. Okay. And when I expanded my thinking, I realized it's these guys. It's radio stations, it's Valpak, it's those local kind of city newspapers that you see that have been around forever, right? These are businesses that have been around, doing marketing services for small businesses forever, right? And they have, and they've been around for a long, long time. They're going through all kinds of change and stuff like that, but they've been around forever, right? Valpak is in every dang city. It's owned by a private equity firm. in LA, which means it makes a lot of money because that private equity firm is notoriously good at making money. So these are, proven businesses and proven models that have been out there. And then it's also these guys, right? On the newer front, right? These are the types of things that you're seeing out there in the marketplace. Eater, Yelp, Narcity is a site up in Canada that's grown very quickly over the last 5 years or so, right? These are the businesses that are now helping small businesses in the local market, reach their customers, and they're doing it all online, right? So, what do those all have in common? What do those all have in common? Somebody type in the answer. What do you think that they all have in common? Anybody? Anybody? Don says solutions, reviews, reach, local content. David, all right, David got it right. I'm gonna see if anybody else gets it in. Wayne says asset. Frank got it right. Influence, good answer. Troy, providing advertising, yes. People, okay, these are all good answers. The answer that I was looking for, a couple of people got it right there. Media, right? They all have media, and this was a major, 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 major breakthrough for me. Okay, media, as you all well know, has been one of the most powerful things in the world for a long, 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 long time, right? There's all kinds of quotes out there about if you control the media, you control the world, essentially, right? Because you control what people are seeing every day, what they're hearing every day, and therefore, to a large extent, what they're thinking about every day. Media has been around forever and is very, very powerful. Okay, so that got my brain, my wheels really spinning. And then a couple of years ago, I went to a conference with this guy. You guys recognize who that is, right? Went to a conference with him. First time I had heard of him up on stage here in San Diego. And he starts yelling at all of us about how we are all media businesses and we just don't know it yet. And I was like, who is this loudmouth East Coaster? Nobody's typed in his name. You guys know who that is, right? Just want to make sure people know. Okay, yeah, cool. Gary V. Okay, Dennis doesn't know who he is. That's Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk, who you should follow, and you'll probably be completely annoyed by him at first. But if you listen to what he has to say versus how he says it, you realize that there's a lot of substance there. But he started hollering at us about how every single one of us was a media company and we just didn't know it yet. And at first, because he was a loudmouth, East Coast guy, I was like, who is this punk? What is he talking about? So what he was saying is that, hey guys, in this whole world of social media, if you don't become a media company, if you don't start publishing content, and I don't care what business you're in, you're going to get left in the dust because your competitors who get it are going to start creating content. The world is going to see that content and they're going to be thinking about that business and that brand instead of yours because of the content visibility. So he started this whole movement around, hey, you better become a media company. And at first, I honestly did not really get it. It took a while for me to sink in, but then I started seeing articles like this. Okay. This Week in Content Marketing, the year agencies buy media companies. And the newest ad agencies are major media companies. And my brain started going, well, what the heck is going on here? Right. And what was going on is that these ad agencies and these media companies both started realizing that one, media was where it's at. And two, media gives you the ability to sell agency services much easier than if you're just going out and selling agency services on your own. So major advertising agencies are now scooping up media companies like crazy, and you can see this all over the place. And major media companies are now scooping up or building ad agencies. And you can see this all the way at the level of the New York Times. The New York Times now has an agency division and now has an affiliate marketing division. It owns e-commerce stores, the New York Times. Okay? Because these worlds are coming together. Right? The media companies are realizing that they can sell agency services, not just ads. And the agencies are realizing, wow, if we own the media properties, not only do we have a whole bunch of new revenue streams, but we have guaranteed placement of our agency content that we're creating for our clients on these media sites because we now own them and control them. All of this started coming together, and this was a major, major eye-opening thing for me, where I realized, wait a minute, Mike, instead of just building this agency where I'm building somebody else's asset, why not start creating my own media in the local market? And then we asked, well, who has the most successful local sales process? Because in the world of selling to small businesses, as you guys well know, you have to have a sales process that works. It has to be efficient and it has to be low cost, or else you will get burned because small businesses just can't afford to spend a ton of money with you. So if your cost of sales is too high, then you get toast, right? And it's these guys, right? You've heard of Groupon, of course, the fastest growing company to $1 billion in revenue at the time. I think they actually just got beat. But Groupon just made a huge impact on small business marketing, right? And then if you haven't heard of this company Gold Star yet, you should really follow them. Gold Star, pretty similar, but what they sell is they sell discounted tickets to local events and theater performances and movies and all that type of stuff, concerts. And very similar to Groupon, they do them at a deep discount. And very similar to Groupon, they grew incredibly fast, but they bootstrapped themselves to like $100 million in revenue. Awesome success story. But both of these companies have these very, very, very slick sales processes where, as you know from Groupon, right, the big deal for the small business was that they didn't have to pay anything in advance. Groupon would just package up this deal and go out and sell it. And if they sold it, they would cut the small business a check. Well, that's a massive improvement in sales process when you're selling to small businesses, because now you don't have to go and collect any money up front from small businesses to get them working with you. Okay? But the only reason that works is because they have media, right? The only reason that works is because they have media. They have a list, excuse me, I jumped ahead there. They have a list. They have a property that people can go to. They have their own customers that they're building a community with, instead of just building the asset of their individual clients. Because think about it, if you were Groupon, and instead of building Groupon, you took that exact same kind of discounted, coupon model and went to individual businesses and sold them, hey, look, what I can do is I can package up these little coupons and market them through your business for you. And then went to the next client and, hey, I can do this. And I can, build up, I can create these coupons and I can sell these coupons for you. But you were doing that for each individual client, you would never make any money, right? It's the power of the media, the power of the asset that they've created, their own brand, their own community. The fact that people know, hey, I can go to Groupon and I can get those deals. That's what makes them so powerful. Okay. Troy says, this is so funny and perfect to be on this webinar because our company is going public and acquiring 5 radio stations in SoCal with all this in mind. We have a huge dining discount network, which is what attracted me to this webinar. That's awesome, Troy. Yeah, you are the perfect case study, right? So all of these businesses have media in common. Now, the topic of our conversation today is influencer marketing, right? What is influencer marketing? It's nothing more than a fancy name for the current state of media, right? Or at least a major part now in a very rapidly growing part of the current state of media. Okay, media used to be newspapers and radio and magazines, right? And TV. Obviously, it is very, very quickly evolving to being online media and being social media and being influencer marketing specifically. Okay, it is a massive tidal wave of shift in how consumers are consuming essentially advertising, right? But they are doing it in a much more native, authentic way through people that they consider to be influencers or brands that they consider to be influencers, where they're not being pounded over the head with traditional ads. They're just seeing content that they like And that content that they like happens to be about brands. And then they go and they buy those brands, right? So that is influencer marketing. This is creating all kinds of new revenue opportunities, and it creates all kinds of new revenue opportunities for you and I if we understand this world and how to take advantage of it. And if we combine it with what you would normally consider kind of agency services, it becomes really, really powerful. And I'm going to share with you how. Okay. So, in the restaurant industry, if you think that, maybe this isn't such a big deal or it hasn't impacted the restaurant industry, well, let me just show you really quickly. We're all familiar with Zagat, right? On the left-hand side. Okay. It's a major, essentially influencer in the restaurant and bar space for decades, right? Were these print guides by Zagat that were all over the world, where you would go and use them to look up, which restaurants do they think are the best restaurants to eat in certain cities and certain neighborhoods, and by type of food and all that type of stuff, right? So 25 years ago, for those of you who are too young to know, right? 25 years ago, when I'd go traveling around the country, you'd go and you buy one of these books and you'd bring it with you so you knew where to eat. And you'd haul around this book every time that you went out, out of your hotel room. Okay. Zagat, guess what? Just got sold to The Infatuation. If you've never heard of The Infatuation, you should hop on Instagram and Facebook right now and follow them. The Infatuation is essentially the current version of a Zagat. It's essentially influencer marketing. It's social media content about restaurants and bars in local markets, and they just bought Zagat. So if there's ever any more proof that you need that the market is shifting very aggressively to be this form of media instead of the old form of media, to be influencer marketing instead of traditional advertising, there you go. Okay, there you go. So the reason why these models work so well is that they are truly better business models. Okay. And when I say that they are truly better business models, it is a really, really important thing. And I'm going to share with you a quote on this in a second. It is a really, really important thing that you understand as a student of business, that some business models are just better than other business models. Okay. There's absolutely no denying that. The reason why this business model with their media properties are better than an agency business model without media properties is because they can add value first through their media. Let me explain what that means. They can add value in the form of content to the consumers in their market that are reading their content, right? They're adding value to the lives of the consumers by publishing content. Okay. They have the ability to do that without selling anybody anything. I'm just going to publish a blog post about restaurants in my area. I am adding value to the world because of my media presence. Okay. They can also add value first, though, to clients if they want to. And you want to, and I'll explain why later, but you can add value to clients first if you want to, right? Groupon can say, hey, look, I'm not going to charge you anything. I'm going to go out and package up this deal and sell it for you. I can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to charge you anything, restaurant. I'm going to write up a nice review, though, of your restaurant, and I'm going to publish it out to the world, to my audience, to get you some nice visibility. But I'm not going to charge you anything. That's very hard to do as just an agency, because think about it, as an agency, what are you going to do where you add value that's not going to take a bunch of time and isn't going to require you to get into their systems and have login access to, their Facebook accounts or their websites and all that type of stuff. Total pain in the neck. But if you have your own media property, you can add value both to consumers and to clients very, very easily, quickly, and affordably. It's a better business model. Okay? Here's that quote that I told you I was going to share with you from Warren Buffett, guy who understands business pretty well. He says that a good management record, and by a management record, he means your record of running businesses, building businesses, is far more a function of what business boat you get into than it is how effectively you row. Okay, think about that for a second. What he's saying is get in a better business boat, right? Get in a better business model, and that will impact the degree of success you have much more than how effectively you row that boat. In other words, what he's saying is there's a lot of businesses out there with a lot of idiots running them that you think are geniuses because they make a lot of money, that it's really more a function of their business model. Okay. Wall Street is a classic example, right? There's a bunch of idiots on Wall Street, but they're making a ton of money because that's just a really good business model. Okay. So, what Warren Buffett said, and these words changed my life there's no extra credit for a degree of difficulty. Lower your degree of difficulty. Okay. What Warren Buffett is saying, don't go spending time in difficult business models. You're not getting any extra credit for that. Go do business models that are easier. It's a major, major point that if all you do is walk away from that, understanding that, walk away from this presentation, understanding that today, I will have had a significant impact on your career going forward, and that would make me very happy. Okay. You get no extra credit for doing harder stuff. Okay. This is one of the most important lessons I've learned in my business career. Okay. So choose your models wisely because they will determine your upside. Okay. And let me share with you another just very quick story. Okay. Yeah. T. Robinson. Absolutely. Let me share. He says that's profound. Let me share with you another quick story. I built my services business that I told you about earlier to millions of dollars in recurring revenue, employees all across the country, 3 offices across the country. I sold it and I had a nice exit. But in that kind of business, let's just say you'll get an exit that's like 1 times revenue, or if you're kicking ass, 1.5 times revenue. Okay. That's a really nice exit. Made good money, changed my life, all that good stuff, right? But I have a very good friend who built a smaller business in the software industry, okay, a SaaS software platform. He sold his company shortly after I sold mine. He made so much freaking money that he's retired, is building a compound in Malibu, was a professional race car driver for 2 years on his own dime, as in he paid for all of the race, all the races, all the cars, all the expenses, all the team associated with it out of his own pocket, okay? He had a smaller business than I did, but it was a software business. And a software business you can sell for 10 times revenue. Okay. So 1.5 times revenue or 10 times revenue. Okay. That's what Warren Buffett is talking about. And that's what I'm telling you is build something where you have real asset value so you can capture the upside. Okay. Let's translate all of that into what the heck does this mean, Mike, about this whole influencer and media space in the restaurant and bar scene? Okay, because that's what got here. Let's transition into that right now. Okay, so here's what we did. We went out and built our own media property. Okay, called There San Diego. This is kind of step one in my evolution in this market and figuring it out and all that good stuff. But you can see we've had some pretty good success, and these are actually old numbers. But you can see here, 6,000. We started about 18 months ago. 7,000 followers here on Instagram. You can see this post reached 205,000 people, 1.5 thousand likes, 3.4 thousand shares on it. We've got our website here. We're making an impact in the market. We're the fastest growing media business in San Diego. Of course, we started from zero, so we should be the fastest growing if we're doing anything right. But we've made an impact. People know who we are. Our articles get attention. Our social media gets attention. If you go and look at all of our social media now, we're significantly bigger. I think 27,000 likes here. We're now at 37,000 or almost 38,000. Here we're now closer to 11,000. So we're growing. We're having fun. We built these media properties. Okay, we went out and we said, all right. This new world of media is going to happen online. We've got skills in that. We've got skills in selling agency services. Let's go out and jump in with both feet and see what we can do. Okay. And here's what happened. And this is the amazing thing compared to selling agency services that I want to stress to all of you. Here's what happened. Look at this. Time sensitive. Sponsored social media campaign. This is from the largest men's razor company in the United States. We want to pay you for social media posts. Okay. Advertising with There San Diego. Hi, I'm interested in advertising in There San Diego for a fundraising event. You're invited. Surf versus turf chefs throwdown. Okay. Here's a party. We've got 2 chefs from 2 top restaurants. Your tickets would be comped. Of course, your tickets would be comped, but for the public, they're $150 each. Okay. So fun stuff started happening. very quickly. Okay, this is June of last year. Okay, so fun stuff started happening very quickly, and that people started coming to us. Why did people start coming to us? Because we had media and we had value that we could put out into the world that people could see. It's tangible, right? Now, I wanted to tell you about our team meeting that we're having today. You can see this email was just yesterday. Okay. This is a PR woman who's at a PR firm here in San Diego who we work with pretty regularly. And I just wanted to share with you again the impact of this whole eat for free type of thing, right? So I sent her an email yesterday, said, "Hi, Paige," said, "I'll be having a team meeting tomorrow at lunch with 5 influencers that are contributors to our content, as well as run their own social accounts here in San Diego. Guests include blah, 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 blah. I'm wondering if any of your clients would be interested in hosting us for a light lunch in exchange for some exposure while we're there." Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to a PR firm that has restaurant clients in the market, and I'm saying, "Hey, you have anybody who wants to buy us lunch so that we can have our team meeting there? In exchange, we're going to take some pictures and talk about their food online." Okay. You guys are all set for lunch at Tahima East Village, which is a really, really cool Japanese restaurant in San Diego. So we're going there, having our team meeting for free today. Okay. And they're buying us lunch, and we're going to take pictures and stuff and post them online. So follow us on social media, follow my accounts, and you'll see us posting online there today. Okay. So when you have this influence in the marketplace, people do nice things for you because they want the attention that you have through your media. Does that make sense to everybody? That makes sense to everybody? Does everybody understand that opportunity and understand why media and owning media creates a really, really cool opportunity? Awesome. And the influencer marketing, okay, influencer marketing is just the current form of media, right? It is the current form of media. It's people with their phones producing more just casual, informal content, posting on Instagram, posting on stories, things like that. But that's media. And if you start to think about it like that, you realize, hey, media has been one of the most powerful things in the world for a long time. I can start to create my own media and harness some of that power. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Okay. And I'm going to show you 3 secrets to doing this right. Okay. And actually, sorry, that title is out of date, but I'm going to show you essentially how to build your assets for free, your media assets for free, build that influence free and fast. Okay. I'm going to show you how you can get content at no cost. And I'm going to show you the secret that to doing that most of the people in the food space are totally goofing up. And that's why you're going to be able to pounce all over your competition in your local market fast if you do this the way that I'm going to teach you. And then number 3, I'm going to teach you how you can start generating revenue right away. But I'm also going to share with you specifically in the restaurant space and the bar space, how you can start generating or how you can generate revenue over the long term, recurring revenue, a good, strong revenue base to build a model with, okay, to build a long-term model with. DS says, this is a very, very crowded space where I live in San Francisco. I tried to create a local media brand last year, but there are so many media companies doing it right here. Too hard. So DS, that may be the case. San Francisco is a very, very competitive market. You are in one of the most competitive markets in the world for sure. I would tell you that anything that you're going to do in San Francisco, you're in one of the most competitive markets in the world. Maybe you'll pick up some things today that would help you in terms of a sense of how to do it differently. Okay. Dennis says, I'm in San Diego with you. That's fine, Dennis. Go for it. All right. No problem. Okay. So if that sounds good, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm trying to go a little bit quick here. So secret number 1 here, what I'm going to share with you is specifically, again, that title was outdated on that other side. I'm going to share with you the Foodie Media Fast Track. Okay. This is a simple system for getting traffic and building a big list and dominating your foodie competitors. So DS, this may help you. Okay. This may help you. This may be something different than what you were doing. So you're going to see a lot of these. Okay. Look at these, DS. This is here in San Diego. You Stay Hungry SD, 79,000 followers. Eat San Diego, 48,000 followers. SD Food Diaries, 13.5 thousand followers. All of these are bigger than me. Okay. All of these are bigger than me, none of which am I concerned about. Okay. They're much bigger than me, and I'm not concerned about any of them. In fact, I will collaborate with all of them. Okay, and I will share with you why. Okay, they all have great Instagram followings, and that's fantastic. And you know what? Instagram is the absolute foundation of doing this in the food and bar space. Okay, in the restaurant and bar space, Instagram is ground zero for all of this. So if you're going to do this, you're going to build a good, strong, healthy Instagram account. Okay, but why am I not worried about them? If you take a second and you go look at any of these accounts, okay, so SD Food Diaries, what is missing here from their bio on Instagram? Can anybody tell me real quick what's missing right there? Anybody tell me what's missing? You can look at these other two and you can see what it is. And if you're involved in Instagram at all, you should know right away. Scotty says media. Well, specifically, all right, nobody's getting it. Okay, that tells me you guys are branding. Okay, Brian got it. Link. Missing a link. Where's a link to their website? They don't even have a link to their website here. Okay, which tells you these guys are really just kind of focused on being foodies on Instagram. And I say just being foodies on Instagram, I don't mean to be like demeaning anyway. What I'm telling you is that there are a bazillion foodies, people who just love food, love going out to restaurants, love going out to bars, who are creating these Instagram accounts, and they're doing great. They're getting attention. Okay, they're getting a lot of attention, but they're not business people. They're not thinking about it like a business. They're not thinking about it like marketers. They're not thinking about it like people who are trying to sell services and grow something. They're just thinking about, hey, I'm a foodie, and if I can do this, I can go out and eat for free at restaurants. And they're right. These people get to go out and eat for free wherever they go, anytime they want. It's awesome. They have a great time. Okay, but they're not really a threat to me. They're not thinking like business people. They're not really going after it. Okay, DS, yes, you only get one link in your Instagram bio, in your Instagram profile. So you got to make good use of it. You Stay Hungry SD has a link. But look at this, youstayhungrysd.blogspot.com. If you go to them, and these guys are well known, look at that, 80,000 followers for Pete's sake. You go to their website, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like one of those just awful old school. I mean, it's bad. They're clearly not thinking like a media company trying to build a real business. Okay. Eat San Diego is actually doing a pretty nice job. If you go and check them out, they're more in line with what I'm sharing with you here today. They're trying to build a brand and go for it. Okay. So I share all three of these so you can see kind of, a spectrum. The far majority in the marketplace are like these two over here on the left. They're not building any sort of overall web presence. They're not thinking strategically about this as a business. They're not, building up other media assets. They've just got this Instagram account, which is not bad at all, but they're really missing out on massive opportunities, which I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Okay. So that is why, just because you go out and you look in the market and you see a whole bunch of these Instagram accounts already doing this, don't freak out and don't run. Okay. You got to be more strategic, and you've got to be willing to compete. Okay. You've got to be willing to compete in anything. Right. So please don't be afraid of that. So here's what to do. The answer is think like a marketer, think like a business person, think more strategically, build up overall assets. Okay. Because you've got attention on Instagram doesn't mean you should stop on Instagram. I mean, shoot, Instagram may change all the rules tomorrow, right? You never want to be just stuck on one platform. And the reality is your customers are consuming content on lots of different platforms. You want to be everywhere that you can be. Okay? You want to be everywhere that you can be. So build up Instagram, build up Facebook, build up your website. And then I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to build podcasts, Snapchat, anything else that comes around, YouTube. Okay? I'm just getting started. But you want to be all over the place. You want to build media assets where you're going to be able to keep in touch with people all over. Now, the other really important thing about this is that it gives you multiple places to sell, right? And multiple things that you can sell. So let me show you how to do this really, really fast. Let me show you how to get tons of traffic, build a big list, and then dominate those foodie competitors. Okay, those competitors of yours that are really just thinking about this as a hobby. Yeah, they take pretty pictures. Yeah, they've got big Instagram accounts, but you're going to be able to dominate them because you're going to be able to get much more attention and drive much more traffic the way that I'm teaching you. Okay, step one is you give away great stuff that people love. Okay, and you'll see us doing this. You go up on our website right now, you look, we have a giveaway section or a contest, free stuff section, and we're giving away stuff all the time. We're giving away tickets to events and all that. Why are we doing that? Because it's building our email list. You guys know as marketers how important an email list is, right? To be able to get attention and be able to get people to take action. So we go out and find relevant things that we can give away, right? So people who love food love the taste of Little Italy here in San Diego, of course. So we give away tickets to events like that to get people on our newsletter list. So while those other people may have big Instagram accounts, they don't have any email lists whatsoever. I have 15,000 people on my email list. Okay. Now, to be able to help me do that, right? And then I'm adding them to my newsletter, and that allows me to keep in touch. And what does this allow me to do? When I send out my newsletter, what am I linking to? I'm linking to articles on my site. So I'm creating content, I'm linking to it. So what am I doing? I'm driving a bunch of traffic to my site every time I send a newsletter. Okay. When I send a newsletter, I get, 2,000, 2,500 people open it and read it out of those 15,000 every single time. Okay. I get hundreds and hundreds of them click on it. They're going and reading my articles and sharing them. So I've got much, much more attention than just an Instagram account. And then the way I pay for that, and especially in the early days, the way I paid for that and the way that you can pay for that right away is after they have opted in and through your newsletter, you can direct them to affiliate offers to offset your costs. This was a major eye opener for me. I didn't know. Yep, absolutely. DS, I use good bits. I didn't know that there were so many affiliate offers on a local basis that worked and would be relevant. And there's great ones. So these are from Gold Star, that company that I showed you earlier, where they sell the discount tickets. This converts really, really well for us. Okay. We send people to get discount event tickets, and it's oftentimes stuff that's very relevant, right? Street food cinemas. Again, if you're a foodie, Oyster Fest, right? If you're a foodie, okay. So we can send them to relevant offers and get affiliate commissions that offset our costs of generating those leads. Super, super simple model. Where on our landing page, they opt in. After they've opted in, they get taken to a thank you page. The thank you page is covered with offers like this. And then we send some in our newsletter as well to make extra money. Okay. Everybody can do this right away. You're not going to make a bunch of money doing this, but you will offset your costs of building your list. Again, think strategically. Build that list as fast as you freaking can. And if you're essentially doing it for free, right? How fast can you build it? Faster, 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 right? Just go. So this gives you a way to keep in touch. It gives you a way to drive traffic, and it's much more direct response, right? Email is much more direct response for when you need it for your offers or for your clients' offers, right? So this is a really, 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 really smart and powerful way to build up your audience, build up your connection to that audience, and to be able to drive attention to your media properties and to your clients' media properties very efficiently. And most of your competitors are not doing it. So this is a way that you can quickly, very quickly, get much, much more awareness in the market than they will have. Okay. So that's how you're going to build that media fast. You're not going to just build an Instagram following. You're also going to build a website and a blog where you're going to put content up about restaurants and bars in the market. You're going to build a new newsletter, an email list, and you're going to use these giveaway offers to build that list incredibly quickly, which is just going to give you this compounding impact of attention in the marketplace. Okay, does everybody get that? Does everybody see that? And Antoine, yes, that's a good idea. Man, believe me, there's a whole ton of things we should be doing that we're not doing. Such is the case with every entrepreneurial business, right? So awesome. Good. All right. So let's go on to number two. Now, number two, you may be saying, hey, Mike, you're telling me to create all this content and stuff. How am I going to do that? Right. Let me show you how you can get all of the content that you need to build your media business for free. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you. So here's what we did. I'm going to give you the shortcut. First, what we did is we went out and we found the outsourcers in the Philippines that we could pay inexpensively to go and find all of the stuff going on in San Diego and essentially scrape it and post it in the form of content on our site. Okay. That was what we did to get started. We didn't have any other, anything that was any more elegant than that. We just used brute force manpower. Okay. Then that evolved into Facebook launched their Facebook local Facebook events thing where they started putting all of these great events into Facebook, and people started putting all of their events into Facebook. And we were like, oh, okay, well, now we can go and get content there. That helped us a ton. And now we get free content, floods and floods and floods of free content every single day. Okay, this is a screenshot of my inbox. Every single one of these emails is free content being sent to me by a PR professional here in San Diego. Why are PR professionals sending me free content? Anybody? Why are PR professionals sending me free content? Exactly, Jeffrey. Exactly, Clay. Exactly, Byron. Exactly, Pat. Exactly, Antoine. Exactly. Because they know that we have attention and they want exposure for their clients. Absolutely. Right? So, because we have the media property, PR agencies give us attention. And this is a major, major secret that, again, your foodie competitors are not getting right. Okay. PR firms do not really get rewarded yet for social posts. Okay. So if I post about their client on Instagram, I mean, yes, they get recognition from their client for that. But the reality is, most of the world still gives more weight to seeing an article. Okay, seeing an article posted someplace, printed someplace with copy and pictures and all that type of stuff. Traditional businesses, restaurants and bar owners and stuff like that, as well as PR professionals, still give that more weight. Okay, and there's decent reason why, right? If somebody reads a whole article, they're getting exposed to a lot more content than just an Instagram post, and also it's more permanent, right? That blog post is up there. It can continue getting eyeballs. It can get ranked in the search engines, right? So there's good reason for it. But the majority of foodies are not publishing a media site. They don't have the benefit of those articles and that permanent content. And the ones who are publishing sites, they publish a post every month, right? They're not running it as a business. It's a hobby. And, they go out to a restaurant that they were particularly excited about, and they'll take 2.5 weeks to publish, a blog post about it, right? And that's fine because they get to eat for free and they love it. But they're not going to be able to compete with you, right? When you're publishing content at the pace that we're publishing content. So PR firms get rewarded for articles. They're more permanent, they're more tangible, and 98% of your competition just isn't doing this. So you will have PR firms just sending you content like crazy, right? So they're just sending me content like crazy. So almost all of our content, almost 100% of our content is free at this point. Okay. I very, very rarely am paying for any content anymore. Okay. JB says, how often do I publish? Usually about 4 articles a day. Yeah, usually about 4 articles a day right now. Okay. So that's step number 2. That's how you can get all of your content to build your media business for free. Okay. Like I said, I very, very rarely, I think in the last month, I've paid for 1 article. You can see it up on our site right now. It's an article on the places where you can drink in San Diego outside, drink alcohol outside in San Diego, because you can't drink at the beaches and stuff in San Diego. So if you want to go have a picnic outside in San Diego in the gorgeous weather and have some beer or wine there, you have to know where to go. So that article I paid $70 to have that article produced. Okay. Everything else that you see up on the website from this month is free. Okay. So that's how you get this media business going, and you give yourself this massive advantage over your competition, even though you're getting the content for free. Does everybody see how powerful that is? Everybody see how powerful that is? I hope so. All right. Now, T. Robinson says that's awesome. Good. So how do we start generating revenue? Let me share with you how you can start generating revenue. Okay. So who recognizes this picture? Who recognizes that picture? T. Robinson. My man, that's right. Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. That's right. So the famous line from Field of Dreams was, if you build it, they will come. That's right, Pat. If you build it, they will come. What does that mean? If you build this, crazy baseball field out in the middle of nowhere, everybody's going to think you're nuts because you're tearing down your crops. But if you build it, they will come. It's the exact same thing I found with media. Okay. At first, it's like, oh, shoot, I've got nothing here. And now Mike's going to tell me I got to go and start, just putting content up on the web. What's that going to do? Right. But if you build it, they will come. Right. Content is what people pay attention to now. Content on social is what people are tuned into all day long, right? Look at all the statistics about how they're spending time on Facebook, how they're spending time on Instagram, on Snapchat, all that type of stuff. It's content, 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 content. If you build that content, if you create that media, if you add value first, right? That's what he was doing. He was adding value by building this baseball field that would entertain people. If you add value first by creating media and creating content that is entertaining to people, then you will start having good things come to you and you will be able to start generating revenue from it. Okay. As I already showed you earlier, you start just getting the inbound requests of people who want to advertise with you. Okay. The world understands advertising on media. It's something that's happened forever. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows how to do it. Everybody knows that if you're a media site, they can come and pay you and get an ad on your site and get some attention. So you will start getting people just coming to you because, again, they want your attention. Now, there are other ways, though, that you can start making money immediately. Okay, one is to use your newsletter to promote those affiliate offers. Now, again, as I said, you're not going to get rich doing this, but you can cover the cost of your traffic and you can cover the cost of building your list, which just makes you that much more capable of then generating revenue because you have that attention, you have that list. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, host local events. Okay, this is one of the strategies that we're doing a bunch of now, and I will teach you. Okay, as I should say, I will teach you as part of our training program. Obviously, you guys are very well aware that we'll have a training program as an offer at the end of this presentation. If you decide to go with that, I will teach you how we're doing that. But as you can see here, this was our first event this year on February 22nd. And you can see the ticket sales right there. Okay, that was called Creatives and Cocktails. I am actually in the process. We have a really cool tequila Cinco de Mayo themed event on the roof deck of this beautiful new apartment building in downtown San Diego on May 3rd. Super excited about that. That's our next event. And we have 4 other events already on the calendar for the next, 8 weeks or so. So super fired up. We've got all kinds of cool events going on. And that's a fantastic, simple way to generate revenue very quickly. People love events. People go to events. They buy tickets. They want to be entertained. They want to go out and have fun. And there's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do with events. JB says, you're all in with this. Yeah, absolutely. Dennis says, I'll be at the next one. That's right. Awesome. So strategy number 3 is then to sell social media services. Okay. Duh, right? Sell social media services. This is a very obvious no-brainer. Okay. When you build up your social presence and people can see, oh, geez, you're really good at this stuff. Guess what? It's pretty darn easy to sell. Hey, would you like us to do your Instagram management for your restaurant, for your bar? Okay. What kills me, it always just cracks me up, is you see these agencies out trying to sell social media services and they have no social media presence whatsoever. They have like 200 followers. They're posting all day long about their agency services. They've got those terrible posts on their site. Maybe some of you guys do. And if you do, kill your account right now and start over. You've got those posts on your Instagram account where the post is, we can help you get more followers, blah, blah, blah. And you have like 220 followers type of thing. Okay. You're not going to compete with me selling social media services to restaurants and bars when you have that and I have this. Okay. So the beautiful thing about this is you go out and you learn how to do this really, really well. it's so simple for you to sell social media services and manage social media services because you do it all day long. You know how it works. You know all the connections in your city. You know the people who will respond to the accounts. You know how to get people to like the post. It's really straightforward. Okay. And I will show you exactly how that's done. And then strategy number 4, and this is the secret sauce to me on how you really take this to a whole level. This is the first time that I've actually talked about this publicly and how we're doing this. You sell content marketing services. Okay. You sell sponsored content. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that every business out there, let's say every restaurant out there, just to use that as a specific example, should be, we all know, getting ideally articles about them covered in the media throughout the year, right? They should be getting coverage about their new menu items. They should be getting coverage about their new chef. They should be getting coverage about their new location. And what are they doing? The good ones, the smart ones, are spending thousands of dollars a month with PR firms to try to get them that coverage. And I say try because guess what, guys? The PR firms in the local markets don't own media. They're still just hustling as PR firms. They're just doing, professional services. So they have to try to get coverage for their clients. And I showed you how they do that. They send me content every day saying, hey, will you publish this about our client? And some stuff we publish, some stuff we don't, because we publish what we want to publish. So the smartest restaurants are paying thousands of dollars a month for that service because, it works. PR firms will get their story out there. Okay. But it's expensive because it's very manual labor for the PR firms. Guess who it's not very manual labor for? Us, because we have a media property. And guess who can guarantee those restaurants a specific amount of reach for their content? Because can a PR firm guarantee reach? No, the PR firm doesn't even have any stats. I mean, they use these tools to try and guess the reach of the articles that they get out there, and they use all these hypey numbers to try and say, oh, the media impact that we created for you with this article was, blah, 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 right? That's what PR firms do, is they have these tools to try and hype up what they've done, right? We can guarantee the reach and exposure. Why? Because it's content on our site. We have our audience. We can send it out through our newsletter. We can send it out through our Instagram posts. We can run Facebook ads to the content and guarantee that we reach certain people in their audience, right? Within 5 miles of their neighborhood with that content. So what we do is we sell on a subscription basis. Hey, $1,000 a month, we'll guarantee you that you get that article every single month. And here's what we'll do. We'll just go ahead and create a calendar of content for the year. We'll make sure that we do, your spring menu release. We'll make sure that we do a feature on your chef. We'll make sure that we do a feature on, X, Y, and Z, your top selling menu item. And we'll have professional photography and make sure it's all gorgeous and all that type of stuff. And we'll have guaranteed distribution of that content to 50,000 people within 10 minutes of your restaurant. How does that sound? That's a pretty freaking attractive pitch, and it's a beautiful recurring revenue service. That, my friends, is the future of agencies and media colliding. Okay? That is the future of agencies and media colliding. And if you do that in the restaurant and bar space right now, you're killing it, and you're having a really, really fun time because you're out there eating for free, drinking for free, and getting paid to do it, as I said. Okay. Thank you, T. Robinson. I appreciate it. So there are, in fact, lots of ways to monetize when you have media: affiliate links, sponsored posts, dedicated emails, sponsored editorial, events, selling whatever agency services you already have if you have those, doing coupons, doing deals, doing ticket sales, brokering ticket sales like Gold Star is. Those are all revenue opportunities. When you own the asset, when you own the media, it creates all kinds of revenue opportunities that you don't have if you're just being agency services. Okay. Fraser asks a great question. How big of a team do you need to do this? Fraser, I have 0 full-time employees. And as you know, I run a training business as well. Okay. I have 0 full-time employees. Okay. I have part-time contractors in the Philippines. I'm sorry. I have full-time contractors in the Philippines. And then I have contributors here in San Diego that I just pay on a one-off basis as I need stuff. But what I'm going to teach in our training program, Fraser, is that the far majority of people contributing to us, I don't pay anything. And I'm going to share with you why. I'll share with you why right now, just briefly. It's because there are so many people out there that are building businesses, creating content that need distribution of that content. And I have the distribution now. So, Fraser, let's just say if you're a videographer or photographer in San Diego who's trying to build your brand, the big challenge you have is, you may be good at photography and content, but you're bad at marketing, right? That's the case for 95% of those people. They're artists. They're not good at marketing. So they need help. So what do I have? I have the marketing firepower. I have the brand. I have the visibility. So I go to those people and I say, hey, look, I love your photography. I love your videography. And I can see that you sell your services. Said, how about you start doing videos and photography for me? I'm going to promote the heck out of your brand. I'm not going to pay you, but I'm going to promote the heck out of your brand so that you will get the visibility you need to sell a whole bunch more of your services. Not all of them say yes, but the majority of them get it because they're entrepreneurs trying to build their businesses. And that's how, like the meeting that I'm going to today at noon, those are all people that are unpaid, every single one of them. But they're all regular contributors to our business because the incentives are in line. Okay. So that is part of what I will teach in the program. So step 3, build that media, add value first. When you do that, you have so many ways to monetize what you're doing, but I will teach you the core ones: social media management, okay, and content marketing services. Those are your 2 big bread and butter recurring revenue opportunities that you can build a really nice, healthy income on very, very quickly. Okay. So that's step number 3. That's how you start generating revenue right away. Okay. So those are our 3 big secrets, right? And again, I'm sorry, the titles are out of date here, but how to launch those foodie properties, how to get all the content that you need for free, and then how to start generating revenue right away. I know that's a lot. I tried to go through it very quickly because we got off to a late start. It may be overwhelming, and I get it. I will stick around and answer any questions that you have because I want to make sure that you get it, you understand the opportunity. Before I do that, I would appreciate it if I could quickly introduce to you the training that I have available for those of you who want to get into this field, who see it, who are as excited about it as I am. I hope you can see I'm fired up about it. I'm so passionate about it. I'm having the most fun that I've ever had in business. Okay. I'm having the most fun I've ever had in business. And here's why. I'll tell you 2 reasons why. 1, because media is just damn fun. Okay. Maybe it's my ego, all that type of stuff. When I go out into the city and I'm there, San Diego, and they see all of the visibility that I have, it's just fun. People give you attention. They want to be associated with you. They want to do stuff with you. It's fun. Okay. And after spending 15 years selling IT services where nobody wants to be involved with you, nobody wants to be associated with you because it's the most boring shit in the world, doing something media based is fun. Dustin says, Mike the Mayor. Absolutely. One day. Okay. So the other reason why is because it's restaurants and bars. I love restaurants and bars already. I'm a total foodie. I love cocktails. San Diego has one of the best cocktail scenes in America. And I'm going out and I'm eating and drinking for free all the time. Okay. I can show you right now in my inbox the invites that I have to go to restaurants and stuff that I haven't responded to yet because I'm just behind. It's awesome. It's fun. Okay. So if you want to have fun with your business, which I think should be a major priority, I highly encourage you to consider what I'm doing here. Okay. So let me go ahead and introduce what I call Food Influencer Academy. And what you're going to get with Food Influencer Academy, I'll be brief with this and get right to the questions. Okay. Dennis says, what a horrible backlog to have. Yeah, exactly. Of restaurants that want me to come eat there. So you're going to get our Food Influencer Academy training, a very real $997 value, proven tools and templates. So I'm going to share with you like our media kit, proposal templates, things like that. our content production system. So just how you take all of this content coming in and produce posts with it and do it very quickly and do it very affordably. Our Facebook scale system. So this is our advertising program. I have spent well over $1 million personally, my personal money over the last few years on Instagram, on Facebook ads, excuse me. I've learned a lot. I've got a very good system around it that I will teach you how to do it. Our build team services. So what I am going to do here for those of you who sign up for this program is I'm going to use my build team to build your media sites. Okay. So your website, I'm going to have my team build it, launch it, have it all set up so that you're ready to go, so that you don't have to try and figure out the technical stuff on your own, because I hate that. I'm terrible at it. Live training calls. I'm going to do a few live training calls with you as part of this program to make sure that you really understand what the heck you're doing and get you off to a good start. And then as well, you're going to have access to our Food Influencers Network Facebook group. Okay, it's a Facebook group where those of us who are getting into this space are going to get in there and collaborate and be a community and share and help and support each other. And I will be in there every day answering questions and sharing new ideas and insights and strategies with you. Okay, very real value of $8,485. I will go through this. I hope that it's very obvious, but if all of this did, if you are in any sort of agency services or anything like that, if all this did was raise the visibility of your business and demonstrate proof that you know how to do this online marketing stuff to your prospects and clients, would that not be worth it, right? In terms of selling more of your services? Of course it would be, right? If you go out and build a media property like this, and you have all of this attention and all of this proof that you can show to your clients, hey, look, I do this every day for myself. I can do it for you, versus just going out there and selling, I can do it for you, I promise. Yeah, I can't really show you anything where I'm doing it, but I can do it for you, I promise. Of course, you're going to be able to sell more, okay? If all it did was get you one new client each quarter, right? Would it be worth that investment of $8,485, right? Yes, absolutely. One new client a quarter, recurring revenue, let's say it's $1,000 a month. One new client a quarter, that comes out to about $48,000 a year. If you took it over the full year, clearly that would ROI. If all it did was reduce the expense and effort of doing outbound sales and marketing at your business, okay? So if you are building a traditional outbound sales team and you're investing all of that money, which is the most expensive thing that you can do in business, I promise you, you can dramatically reduce the expense of your sales team by doing what we're doing here, by having that content out there and having people coming to you. You can dramatically change the cost structure of your sales team by teeing up those people with opportunities that are coming to you because of your content. Producing content is crazy cheap compared to hiring and managing salespeople. Okay. And then finally, if all this did was give you an asset that you can sell at the end of all of the hard work that you've done, I'm building up media properties. I'm building up brand. I'm building up brand recognition. I'm building up audience. That has value to it. Okay. I can sell that to other media properties. Okay. So if at the end of this day, all it did was give you an asset that you can sell, would it be worth it? Absolutely. It would be worth that $8,485. I can promise you, because if you're building any sort of client services business right now, right? If you're building any sort of client services business right now, but you're not building this asset, I can promise you that that investment in our training program will pay off many, 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 many times more when you go to sell your business later on. Okay. David says it solves my issues of teaching people how to build a sales team. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I am not, though, going to charge you $8,485 today. I'm sure you guys are all well aware of that. In fact, not only that, but I am going to give you a crazy screaming deal on this, because I want to, this is an initial launch of this Food Influencers program and building a community around this. I have some long-term ambitions around this that I think that there's a really, really cool opportunity for me to grow this in a much bigger way. But I want to get started. I want to get started with a group of people that's excited to jump in. I'm going to give you a crazy screaming discount and deal so that I can hopefully get as many of you into this as possible, so that I can work with you and build some real nice case studies. Okay. So today, You can get started with this Food Influencers Academy for monthly payments of just $67 a month, or one payment of $497. Okay, $67 a month. Dennis says, hell yes, awesome, Dennis. Or one payment of $497. That's a 40% discount if you want to prepay for the year. Okay, that is as cheap as I will ever come close to offering this going forward. But I really want to get as many people into this as I can so that we can get some momentum and show some of the power and capability of this. Okay. Fraser, for how many months? For 12 months. Excuse me. Yeah, Clay, $497. So look, now it's either $497 one time, or it's $67 a month for 12 months. Okay. So this is not $497 a year and $67 forever. I made that decision. So going forward, when I sell this publicly, this is the last time that I'm going to sell this. Well, I shouldn't say necessarily the last time. I may, continue to promote this here for the next month or two or something like that. But the plan is that this will evolve into an annual license deal where people will be working with me on an annual license basis. So going forward, if you do not get into this program now and you get into it later, you should expect that you will be paying on an annual license basis or an ongoing monthly basis that is in perpetuity. Okay. So I want to make that super clear. This is a one-time payment or 12 months. But if you were to get into this in the future, it is going to be an annual license. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you. This is as screaming good of a deal as I can possibly put together. Okay. Antoine. So Antoine asks, and there may be some of you who are already in our local media program. So this is very similar to the local media launch accelerator program that we have. You're not getting everything that's in that program, because what I'm doing is I'm honing this down to a specific opportunity. I'm honing this down to specifically how you do it for restaurants and bars. Okay. So it is a scaled back version of that. That is a much more expensive program, and those people are getting, the full deal. If you are in that program, awesome, Scotty, I love it. If you are in that program already, if you are already a customer of Local Media Launch Accelerator, you do not need to invest in this. I will give you all of the new content from this Influencers Academy, from the Food Influencers Academy, as part of your investment. Okay. So if you are already a customer of our Launch Accelerator, our Local Media Launch Accelerator program, you will get Food Influencers Academy content as part of that. You do not need to make an additional investment. Okay. However, if you are comparing this to that other program is much more expensive, and it's much more thorough. It's bigger. Okay. Antoine says, I want that too, but I can't afford it. Well, Antoine, I mean, that obviously that's just reality right now. I would suggest, get started with this. You're going to learn a whole ton of the fundamentals of what we're doing over there. Okay. Awesome, JB. Thank you. JB says, man, you're the best. You really do rock. Thank you, JB. I appreciate it. Cool. So let's see here. I'm sure I have some wrap up pitch, right? You're going to get all this stuff: Food Influencers Training Academy, the proven tools and templates, content production system, our Facebook scale system, our build team services, our live training calls, and access to the Food Influencers Network Facebook group. Okay. And I already gave you all the pitch there. I don't need to repeat myself there. You get it. So Food Influencers Academy, get started now. Again, $67 a month or $497 one time. You got two choices here. First option, do nothing, obviously, and nothing changes. Okay. Second, make this relatively small investment. It's a really small investment today. It's 100% risk-free. Everything we do is guaranteed. Okay. So, don't sweat it. If you want to do this, you should jump into it. Be courageous. Okay. But we have a guarantee on everything that we do. So, you're not going to get hosed by us. Now for the first 15 people, which we've already got a few of them coming in here. For the first 15 people, I'm going to give you some extra bonuses. Okay. See Jeffrey, see Jason, see a number of people coming in here quickly. So for the first 15 people, I'm going to give you a private 30-minute coaching call with me so I can help you with whatever you need. Okay. And then I'm also going to give you 90 days of private email coaching. Okay. Uh-oh, Greg says the PayPal link is priced at $14.97, not $4.97. Uh-oh, guys. I will fix that as soon as we're done with the presentation. My apologies. Okay. I will fix that as soon as we're done. Although I think that might just be a typo, guys, because I see John just purchased for $4.97 and it worked. So I think if you go ahead and make the purchase, I think it's fine, because I see it just came through at $4.97. John just purchased. So I think that it's just fine. I think there's just a typo on the description. Oh, John said not through PayPal. Got it. Okay. I will update the PayPal payment link. Got it. Thank you, John. He did it through his credit card. Okay. I will update that PayPal link as soon as we're done here, gang. My apologies. I absolutely just completely forgot to do that. So that makes sense. I was thinking Stripe. I did it through Stripe, but I haven't done it through PayPal yet. So there you go. All that good stuff. Labspecial.com/foodies, $4.97 or $67 a month. Let me jump into answering questions now. Let's see here. So I live in a very low population. Mike says, I live in a very low population geographical area, towns of 6K to 12K people, and there's not a PR firm in sight. How can this work for me? Mike, a couple things. I mean, one, you could just pick a bigger market that's near you to do it in. But if you say, hey, I really want to do it kind of in my local community, what I would recommend is that you try and cobble together like an area. So like in northern Colorado where I lived, there's a handful of smaller towns, Fort Collins, Loveland, Greeley, Windsor, all in that area where, if I was doing that in northern Colorado, I would cobble together my media presence for all of them, essentially. Okay. So that would be my approach. And that way you can get it bigger. And then honestly though, Mike, I mean, you've got to scale back your expectations to an extent, right? I mean, you're not going to get the same, ads and customers and all that type of stuff that you're going to get from somebody who's doing this in Los Angeles or San Francisco. Okay. You're just not. So, that's just reality. Okay. I don't want to, blow any sunshine. So awesome, Dustin. Yeah, a whole bunch of people are in. Thank you so much, guys. It's so exciting to see the enthusiasm for it. Let's see here. Jeffrey, Jason, John, our 3 J's to start. Frazier. One of them says Spasta. I'm not sure who that is. And then Dustin. Awesome, Dustin. Welcome. B. Ballman. Welcome. Awesome. So excited to have you guys as a part of it. I'm looking forward to working with you. Let's see here. More questions. Steve says, how long does it take to get the big Instagram followers? Are the followers from paid ads? No, Steve, I've been slow rolling Instagram. I think, I have 11,000 followers. It's taken me like 18 months. I think that that's actually very slow. And I've been slow intentionally because Instagram is really a community. Instagram is a really special place right now. And especially locally, it's really a community. People know each other. So I've been trying to just be like really conscientious about that, and not like just blast people to try and, with paid ads to get them, signed up for my Instagram. So you can grow it much faster than I did. And actually now that I'm a bigger account, now that I'm up to that many people, I could probably start running ads and growing it that way and being, a little more aggressive about it. But the best way to grow Instagram is to just be on Instagram. And I've got to stress to you guys, if you're going to do this business, you've got to just buy into Instagram. And you should, as business people and marketers, you absolutely should, because Instagram is killing it. It's where it's at. Okay. T. Robbins says, what's a decent timetable for building a list to where it's large enough to start promoting local events and having a big enough audience to sell to? T. Robinson, I would say for us, I would say that was like a few months into it, like 3 months into it, especially if you're doing giveaways and running ads every day, you can get opt-ins on a local basis really cheap. You can get opt-ins for, I never spend more than $1 per opt-in on a local basis ever. I shut it down, but it's rarely more than like 50 cents an opt-in. It's usually more like 20, 30 cents an opt-in. So you can build lists really fast and really affordably. So if you're running ads every day, and doing giveaways every day and stuff, you can build a list pretty darn fast. But I'd say, like I said, like a few months. Um, Fraser, okay, Fraser, obviously something worked out. I see your message about how you got an error page, but now it's working. DS says giving it a go. Says my experience was difficult last year, so I'm curious to see if your help will make a big difference. Yes, I hope I can. I would love to. Mike, okay, man, awesome. Yes, the Facebook group will be a very, very, very powerful place for us to just continue conversations about this and learn from each other and share insights and strategies as we go. Jason says, how long does it take to get this going and start earning revenue? Jason, I can't answer that, like even legally. Two, I'm not comfortable answering it in any way other than to tell you that's entirely up to you, man. I mean, I could start generating revenue the very first day. I'm a good salesperson. I'm a very experienced salesperson, and I would just go right out to the market and start selling. But that's me. So how you do it, and your pace and your comfort level and all that type of stuff, and how good of a salesperson you are, that makes a difference in all this. So I just don't want to, like I said, I don't want to blow sunshine. Um, yeah, Dennis, I will fix the PayPal thing. I did nothing with the setup of PayPal. That was my bad. Um, Wayne, who builds the website? As I said, our team will build the website for you. Okay. Justin said it. I would assume the lists are much more responsive than I am. Yeah, absolutely. Greg says, is the material already recorded and ready to go? Greg, there's a whole ton of material already in the training area. And then there's more that will be coming very quickly, and then we'll be doing the live calls. It's all of the above. There is literally probably, I don't know, 30 hours of content already in the membership site. Fred, how soon will this content be added to the local media accelerator program? Right away, and as we're doing it. So I'll just make it available to all of you guys as we're doing this food specific program. Okay. Let's see here. DS says, do we have to use ClickFunnels? I hate it. No, DS. I would highly recommend that you consider, if you hate ClickFunnels, Kartra, right? Which just closed its initial launch, but it's available, and I love it. I'm super impressed with it. I just got around to testing it last night, and I feel bad because honestly, I should have promoted the living heck out of it because I think it's fantastic. But no, I would suggest Kartra is a good option to look at, but there's a bunch of them out there. I mean, use whatever you want. You guys own the website. Yeah, absolutely. You guys own your website for sure. I'm not trying to own your website. Okay. Jason says, maybe a better question. How long will it take to consume the concept to get started? So my expectation is that everybody should have their first media property up and running within 4 weeks, and that you should be fully up to speed in 12 weeks, so 3 months, assuming that you're working it and doing it, right? You're spending a couple hours, whatever it is, every day, or an hour every day, just kind of moving it forward. Honestly, though, to get everything started to the point where you can start selling something, I mean, if you're comfortable with technology, if you're comfortable with launching an Instagram account, launching a Facebook page, all that type of stuff, like I am, you get all that done and launched in a week, and then you're off to the races. Okay. Getting through all of the content, I would say most of you, it's probably going to take 30 days or something like that. Could you just sit down and cruise through it? You could, but it's a lot of content. Okay. Vicky asks, will there be content on the website that we build for you? No, there will not be content. I mean, there'll be some filler stuff, but no, you need to create the content and put the content up there. Steve says, what is the best way to contact restaurant owners? I'll teach you that in the program, but the best way is Instagram. Best way to contact anybody is Instagram now. It's so easy. Greg, I will fix the PayPal. Yeah, sorry about that. Is there a cost to being a Gold Star affiliate? No. Dave says, I'm interested in focusing on an area outside a major city, has about a 900,000 person population, famous culinary school, lots of craft brews. That's awesome, Dave. Sounds perfect. Fraser, you got in. Thanks. Yeah, sorry about that. Dustin says, I have the domain name, which stands for Drink Crafts of Wisconsin. That's awesome. That's too broad of a focus. Focus on a state instead of the city? No, Dustin, because you're narrowing it in on a very specific topic. I think that's fantastic. You'll do great, I think. DS says, checking out Kartra, a horrible sales page, no pricing anywhere? Really? Oh, you see pricing now. I was going to say. Yeah, no, it's actually super affordable. I think their most expensive plan is like $400 a month, but it starts, much cheaper than that. And it's a super slick platform. T. Robinson is in. Awesome. Oh, very cool. It's Teresa, sorry. And then Dustin, yeah, Dustin, I think that's a great idea. And I love that domain. Awesome. If you have any other questions, type them in. Let me know. Otherwise, I know I've kept you here quite a while. I'll get you back to your day. Awesome, Dennis. Very good. Yeah, see you at the event. Dennis, it's cool. Dennis is local here, gang, and he's coming to our tequila party. T. Robin says, do I help you determine a domain name? I'll give you just some general thoughts and ideas on it for sure. And I'm happy to answer questions and give you feedback, at any time. But I would tell you, obviously it's something that you've got to pick something that you're excited about and believe in and all that good stuff. But I will definitely, I'm happy to give you feedback for sure. I mean, shoot. For those of you who don't know me, I'm happy to give you feedback on just about anything. I'm a talker. I'm opinionated. So if you ask the question, I'll give you feedback. Awesome. Well, look, I'm super, super excited. Jason, how will you schedule the bonus consult with me? You will get that information in email and or inside of the membership. It will have how you schedule that stuff. And my recommendation, from having done those for a while now, my recommendation is that you give it a little bit of time. Okay, go through some of the training, think about what you want to do, what kind of brand you want to have, what market you want to, all that type of stuff. Get some of that stuff kind of fully cooked, and then come and ask questions. That's the way you'll get the most value out of it. Okay. Dustin, Food Influencer Academy future meetup. I love the idea, Dustin, and you're right in my noggin. I'm planning on doing live events again here this year, and that would absolutely be one of them. I would be thrilled to do that. Okay. DS says, what part of Kartra is important? The funnel capture aspect, the membership aspect, all of it. The nice thing about Kartra is that it's all integrated together, so it's just super, super easy to get all of that up and running. From a marketing perspective, the funnel building and the content to go in those funnels and all that type of stuff, the page builder, all that are just like super slick and super easy. So really impressive. Okay. All right. Awesome. It looks like we're getting to the end of our questions. Yeah, you bet. It looks like we're getting to the end of our questions. I'm super thrilled to see the number of people who have jumped in. We've got a good group to get started with here. And I know we'll get the replay out to people, and I'll get the PayPal set up and all that type of stuff. And we'll get some more people in here, and we'll get a nice core group to get rolling with. Clay, awesome. Thank you so much. As always, man, thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Really appreciate your time and attention and business, of course. I hope that even if you do not invest in this program, that you got some good insights out of this presentation that will help you. Really, really, really please be thoughtful and pay attention to Warren Buffett's advice about the models that you choose. And really, 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 I don't care what business you guys are in, guys. If you're marketers and you're entrepreneurs today, you have got to be building your media assets and your media presence. If you're not, you're just, I feel like you're going to really kick yourself 10 years from now. Okay. Awesome, Troy. I'm looking forward to working with you as well. Thanks again, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up so you can get back to your day. You guys know how to reach me, though, in Facebook groups and all that good stuff. I'm always around. I'm always available and happy to answer questions whenever I can. So please, if you have any, let me know. There's also a chat box. There should be a chat box on the lower right of the order form for this that pops up there. If you need to ask any questions about this program, you can chat them in there, and I will personally see that. And most likely, I will personally respond to you. If not, somebody on my team will if I'm tied up. But I see all of those, and the expectation is that it's typically going to be me that will respond to you. Okay, so have a great day, great rest of your week. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your time and attention. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.